So you've never done a podcast. Now we're doing one.
All right, microphone's on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, this is my friend Gary. He's like my work grandpa.
Yeah.
And this is going to be called the 30-Minute Break Podcast. And today we are going to talk about whatever. But earlier me and Gary were talking about nature in our childhood. So, about that, how I caught a fish. I caught a fish with my bare hands out of the river. So, growing up, I always caught animals. I have so many pictures of me holding little lizards or salamanders or bugs or frogs, snakes and fish. So I've always loved nature. I don't know if we can... People are trying to save it, you know? I feel like there needs to be more effort, though.
Yeah, I agree. Getting back to nature would really help the environment, plus also it would help society as a whole, human race.
Yeah.
And it would save Mother Earth.
We take things for granted. This generation, we came from way different generations and way different origins, me and Gary. I'm just a young adult and he's an old adult. And you are, what is your
American Indian.
American Indian? Where did you
Indigenous to this land.
Earlier Gary told me that he even lived in a teepee when he was a child.
In a log house.
Which is quite interesting. It's almost like I've always been so interested in that stuff. As I said, I believe it was in Colorado that we went and looked at the indigenous homes. It was like a museum.
Oh, wow.
Actually, but like they didn't touch their homes or anything. They like preserved them. The inside, the outside. They like built around them so that way like nature wouldn't destroy it, I guess.
I still eat like an animal.
I can tell. Okay, so growing up, what are some things that you did that kids nowadays living in normal society don't do at all?
I think what I experienced and benefited from was the animals. You had to eat the deer, and the only time you killed something is if you was going to eat it for your survival. Didn't go to stores. Everything was grown by planting. And if we took care of the animals in turn, that cycle of eating them kept us alive.
That's a huge respect. Nowadays, there's people hunting them just to put their head on a wall, which is so disrespectful. It's so sad. Because growing up, I was also a hunter. I never like caught anything, but I went out and I helped my parents. I had a little rifle. Even I was taught to respect animals. I've always been so empathetic when it comes to nature and animals. So like, I understand all of that.
Yeah, we were talking about education.
Right.
My education didn't come from college or a professor explaining Mother Nature. And there's probably professors that can do that. But I tell people that I was really rich. I consider myself still this way, rich. I'm probably a trillionaire in spirituality or nature, living with that concept. Like the land, I don't own the land. None of our people own the land, but the children are the ones who own the land. They'll whatever you use, pick up and use it, and then when you're done, put it back down. Trees are really important. Trees.
So where did you live before you got what you said colonized?
Oh, well, freedom to us Native people is that we could roam the land wherever we want. We could hunt wherever we wanted. We respected all other indigenous people that lived alongside of us. And there was no fences, there was no boundaries, and there was no such thing as those animals, like a deer. You could shoot the deer because it didn't belong to, it belonged to everyone, whoever needed it. But living where everyone helped each other in hard times. Colonization kind of broke that cycle because it said you couldn't live anywhere, but you have to live here now. And if you don't follow our rules, then you'll be punished.
Like genocide.
Yeah. So they tried to take away the language, the freedom of lifestyle that was at one time the only way of life. And I think the ones that really came close to living that way in this what we call Turtle Island, where we are from, is the French fur traders, and I would say other fur traders too. Because they would kill the animal and then sell the hide, but they lived amongst our people, and they had the same disposition as any human being. They could be nice or they could be mean. They could be generous or they could be a tightwad, or they could be jealous or they could be grateful. So what I've experienced is that each individual human being, man or woman, they're all the same. We're all related. We all have the same disposition at one time. Now, like right now in Christmas time, everyone's really happy. Their disposition is happy and giving. For being a Christian, believing in when Christ was born. Well,
that's not what you believe in.
No.
Neither do I.
We believe that you should be like that every day. Be generous every day, be patient every day, help someone every day, pray every day, respect yourself every day, respect other people every day, help someone out. Very basic nature of a humble creature. Is that what we are? We're supposed to, we're a human being.
Well, I can see that when I work with you because you're so kind. You're never rude to anyone, any residents. You help everyone. You help me. You really give. You're a giver.
Well, you are the same way.
You think so?
Yeah. See, now that's kind of like what I was saying. We're all related in a certain way, in relation to doing work together, helping each other. Now that type of human being is a good journey to be on. Now if your person has criminal thinking. Like our people sometimes just wanted to go and raid, steal, and do all that stuff from other people.
Right, the residents?
Yeah, we had that in our society a long time ago too, but
Oh.
that was not an honorable way to live. So it was considered someone who just does whatever he wants to do, takes whatever they want. And people would not let them live amongst them. They would show them out. So
Right. I think the way living with your mindset, I think, is the most beautiful way to live, because a lot of people that I see, they don't think like you. They don't think anything like that. They're very selfish. They're ungrateful. They don't like. I'm sometimes I can be that way, but I didn't grow up.
yeah.
I didn't grow up being such a hooligan.
Can I give you an example of what happens when people don't take care of each other?
Yeah.
Now in Terre Haute, 3 people passed away because it was so cold they couldn't
Oh,
survive.
goodness, I saw that. That
Did you
was
see that?
heartbreaking.
Yes.
That was heartbreaking.
Right. And if I had any type of say as to what should be done, I would say that the police force, which is protecting the people, should go and ask them people if they have a place to stay, because it's frigid cold. And if they didn't, well, you could stay in our jail, not as a criminal, but as someone who is protected from the cold.
That's just
So they could put
basic
them
decency.
in a, put them in a
So
cell.
many people lack that.
Yeah, put them in a cell. I mean, I think that I can't blame it on the end of someone or society, because those people that live that way, they choose to live that way. And some people will say, they choose to live that way, that's what they should expect. But for someone as a nation, a group of people, should always take care of the sick, take care of the ones who don't have the resources, the ones who need something. That's the generosity, is they see that they would need this when they give it to them. So these people that died probably needed a home. How come society didn't say, here's a home? They'd still be
It's
alive
greed.
today, even though their mental capacity might not be able to take care of the home, but there's still people that can say, I can help you take care of that home. You see what I'm saying? A human being has to, whoever's in charge has to have that kind of a mindset. Otherwise, I mean, people perishing.
So our president does not have that mindset at all.
You see what he said to that one guy that died?
What
He
did
got
he say?
stabbed. Him and his wife got stabbed because he wasn't a Trump supporter.
Oh goodness.
Right on television, Trump said he wasn't worth a damn anyway, because he was against my policies.
Oh, that's absolutely horrifying.
That's terrible.
I didn't see that, and I haven't heard of that. But the fact that he's trying to kick out people with darker skin tone, like even people who were born here, there were children that were being held in months,
Yeah.
held in those places for months. And I see videos online of children running up to their fathers, their brothers, after not seeing them for months, just crying because they didn't know when they would see them again, or if they ever would. That's terrifying. And that kind of reminds me of how when they forced you to go to get educated. They took you
Right.
from
Your home.
they took you from your home. They forced you to speak American language, speak
And you
English.
had to wear American clothes.
So what did you wear back then, before they decided to?
Oh, let's see. For my era, it was conforming because the treaties that were made in 1868, 1851 was the cutoff point, and the promises that the government said, we will give you food, we will give you housing, we will give you health care, we will give you the things you need, like just change over clothes, and all the things that you're going to need to survive. You can't live the way you were living.
Even though people had done it for centuries.
So in 1952, well, back then it was still what we call old-fashioned. Whatever material that was there, the man or the woman made the clothes, made the pants, and all that stuff. So that was the changeover. When the Europeans came over, they already had clothes, so they set up their shops to continue to make clothes and buy them and stuff like that.
So
But it was 1868 when they quit wearing leather, and leather's really strong and lasts forever.
I know. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah. So an adaptation to whatever part of the earth someone's on, they make some type of protection with animal skins, like a long time ago. I went way back to where did these people come from? And who are they? Well, they're no different than the Native Americans. They didn't have rifles, they had clubs. And we had bow and arrows, and they learned how to make bow and arrows and spears. We all come from the same melting pot. We're all related, just in different parts of the earth with a different language. And what's really neat is I try to get people to go back to the majority of nationality they have and learn that language. Because each language all over the earth is sacred. It's sacred, and if people would just stick with that, the blood that runs in our veins is the DNA and memory of past generations. So if a person needs to know something, the connection to that plant, that tree, that rock, or whatever is out there, they're connected to that, and they have like a communication, a telepathic relationship almost. And that's why I was saying I'm really rich, because I have that ability. It's like you could catch a fish.
Yeah, with my bare hands.
You could tell the Fish Nation that I'm really hungry, and all of a sudden they would give their life so you could live. The same way with our buffalo. We'd be really hungry, and who would want to chase a wild, mean buffalo down? They gave their life so we could. They just gave up. It says, yeah, I'm part of it. We're all related. We're part of the system to survive. So he gives his life.
It's quite beautiful. Quite beautiful, though. You notice how...
Can't live that way anymore, though, because fences and boundaries and laws.
And borders and government and claiming land. Like, what land around here is not claimed by someone already? It's so unfair.
Farmer owns it all.
It's so unfair. When you said you used to wake up to sage, and that's how you didn't get, you say it was healing? Or like bacteria, got rid of bacteria? I want to hear about that.
Sage has a medicinal chemical in it that when it's spread around in the air, the bacteria that's negative, harmful, virus, it'll die. It'll survive.
You tell me a lot about just like nature and things that you can eat that are medicinal, like even the pumpkin seed and the what was it, walnut?
Yeah, walnuts, pumpkin seed, peanuts, like that. Yeah, the choke cherries. Now, if you really get into health, they'll say you got to eat a lot of berries. Well, our people ate nothing but berries a long time ago, back before 1868.
Wow, you know a lot of history.
Yeah, they collected berries and prepared for the winter. And each moon is a cycle of life. So there's supposed to be 13 moons, and there is actually 13 moons, but
In a year?
yeah,
Or
in a year, 13 moons. That's 13 30-day cycles. Well, if it's really hard to believe, look at a turtle, and the turtle shell, it has 13 squares on its shell. Around the bottom of the shell, there's 28 little bitty squares. So that's the cycle. For the year, there's 13. There's 28 days in a cycle, and 4 times 7 is 28. And so there's numbers that are involved with the sacredness. And so, getting back to the teepee, or why we had a teepee called teepee, it was shaped like this.
like a triangle?
Yeah, and each pole represented one of those moons.
Really?
Moon cycle. And each moon cycle was a preparation for the next month. Now here we have Christmas, Thanksgiving, they have cycles. Easter, all that, you know.
Different cycles.
Yeah. We still have it, but if we go back to the old belief, our people, the native people, have that history, but actually if you go back to your nationality and whatever that would be, they had the same thing. A 13-month cycle.
Right? And because as I told you, I do have Indigenous American along with a lot of European in me.
And the female is a very sacred entity, and every 28 days she has a cycle. They call it a menstrual cycle. A female, that's the only creation that has that, and it was given to them to bring life into this world. So it continues on and on. That's the four-legged, the things that fly, and the two-legged are all related and have that very same thing.
All mammals.
Have a male and female, but the females are the ones who bring life back. After they get old, they could probably bear some children, and those children are going to bear. In the same way with the fruit, there's a male and female plant for each fruit. And when they germinate, the bugs germinate it, and they have lots and lots of fruit.
Like bees.
Wasn't for the bees, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, people aren't realizing that the insect populations are rapidly declining, and people are like, that's very bad. That's a very bad sign.
What I experienced this last year, sitting out on the porch, there's no flies. I never sprayed no chemical to kill a fly.
You've never done that? Ever?
Not this year.
Oh, not this
I
year?
didn't have to because, you buy Raid, you buy all that stuff.
Yeah.
Fly spray. I didn't have to buy any because there was no flies. Now where the
Really?
heck do flies go? Someone else sprayed it, and at nighttime mosquitoes the same way. They come by your house, spray this chemical, and it kills.
Oh, no, I've seen those people in their trucks, and they come by my road. We
Yeah.
have the little woods, and they just so much. They spray so much, which is really bad. It kills
kills a fly.
more than just fly, because it also kills fireflies. Did you hear fireflies
Fireflies are disappearing.
they're beautiful and they're disappearing.
Yep. Butterflies, fire, the eggs, all. So, for someone's pleasure, because they don't like flies, is missing that cycle. Why the fly is here, and the ants and all that stuff. There's not one fly. I couldn't believe it. And there was a few mosquitoes, but then within that week, every week they go by, we couldn't get no more mosquitoes. And that's kind of good because sometimes there's viruses that mosquito carries.
Yeah.
But getting back to burning sage, that's the whole health-wise thing to do.
They also
And it
spiritually.
It kept the lodge that you lived in purified. It was.
I have a lot to learn from you because my mom was suggesting I go learn about how people like you grew up and your wisdom you have, and of course you know a lot about your indigenous people because, well, your parents and.
Yeah, and what's really neat about it is that's what they call a journey in life, and if a person has something in their carrying wisdom in their blood, and it goes up to the brain, all of a sudden it gets imprinted a long time ago from your ancestors, and it was helping people or helping yourself. If you start speaking that sacred language, it's gonna be like a TV that comes on.
So what was your language?
Lakota language.
The what?
Lakota.
I don't know if I've actually heard of it.
Yeah, there's Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota, and they were a group of people that kind of controlled the 5 states in the United States, and they just started understanding and saying, "Oh, you're Lakota, you're Dakota," and there's different types of German in the German language. You're this kind of German language, and there's another German language, so they all have
Just like Chinese.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where you are in China,
Right.
there's
Up in the
different
mountains.
accents, different languages, even
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
Everything's so similar but different. So
Everything's-
almost inspired off each other.
Everything's passed down by.
Yeah. And then when people branch out,
Yeah.
you know, it starts
Yeah.
changing a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And have you noticed nowadays, no matter where you are, you almost, like, you have to learn some type of American English language
Right.
in order to survive, which I find very selfish, but
Yeah.
because you weren't allowed to speak your language when you were forced into a boarding school.
Right.
Oh, that's so traumatic. That's horrible.
Yeah, you couldn't speak the language.
Wow.
And some of my friends, they live away from someone that just speaks English. They didn't understand them very good. And so me, one of my fathers was a French fur trader. So he knew English, French, and he infiltrated that already back in the 1700s. He infiltrated that English to our people, or to my biological native side. So our people knew how to speak French, English, and our own language, and so we understood book learning quick.
Well, before I wrap up today's episode, I have one more question. Was your mother and father both indigenous people?
Yeah.
So they knew all the traditions and all the spirituality, and I'm not the best with my words, but you know what I'm trying to say here.
Our people, or my ancestors, blood-wise, saved a lot of people because diarrhea hit our camp, call it a camp, like a town, and everyone was dying of diarrhea. So one of my grandmas went and cut the bark of a cherry tree and boiled it and said, "Drink this." And the diarrhea went away, so our relatives were saved because of her knowledge.
Wow.
So we started giving it to everybody, and it saved a lot of people.
Well, there you have it, guys. If you're having diarrhea, try some cherry bark.
Choke cherry.
Cherry tree bark and boil it and drink it. All right. Well,
Natural cure for diarrhea.
That's awesome.
And that's all.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom with me, Gary.
Yeah.
It was really like, I don't even know. I really enjoyed it and talking about things that I didn't grow up with, because I grew up in a normal modern family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess what society would call normal. Oh wow. You're very full of wisdom. You're insightful, eye-opening.
I think there is college for that, and it's called socialism. You could get a master's, work yourself up to a doctor's in socialism.
Mm-hmm.
That means you could go anywhere on the earth and mingle with whatever nationality you're interested in.
Wow.
And find the history, how far it goes back, research it, and you'll find the everything that I talk about is basically the same matter. We're divided now, but actually, when you go back to the language, everyone understands human nature,
Right?
nature of the land, nature of everything.
All right. Well,
Good deal.
it was an awesome. I'm gonna call this a history lesson. But I'm gonna let you finish your food,
Okay.
and I'll meet you back in the
Thank you.
kitchen.
Thank you.